want to kill! Let me kill! Please, let me kill!
Hello, everyone. Hello, John. Hello, Canical. Hello, Elusive. Hello, Lots. Hello, Egon. How are you doing? POV stream going for that milk. Hopefully, I'll be back. I mean, I am back. I'm back after a little bit of a break. I've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot of Dota, late night / early morning Dota, and it's completely fucked my sleep schedule, but I've tried to fix it. I am, however, very tired, so I've been up since 4 a.m. I can't even remember. I've been up since 4 or 5 a.m. and it is now 8:30 in the evening and I'm very tired. Oh. So this might be a shorter stream. I have no idea what to expect with this game. Canical Lots did indeed suggest this game to me a while ago, and I managed to get this and milk inside of a bag of milk and milk outside of a bag of milk on sale. So I have both. But with Disco Elysium finished, I thought I would give this a try because it's been on the backlogs. The short game too, fantastic. It's perfect. I wanted to make sure that I streamed something today. Second one is a bit longer. Okay. That's fair. It's been a few days since I've streamed, so I wanted to stream something though. I felt bad that I'd kind of not been doing very much the past few days. So when I got up early today, I did some drawing and I did a little bit of a voice acting project that I'd had kind of like on the back burner kind of thinking about for a while. So if I can do a stream, even if it's just a short one, I'll consider that a victory. No, I thought the title was some sort of schizo rambling. No. I was wanting an art stream. You see, like, how should I put it? Out of all of the streams, art streams are the most taxing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's, for me, because I'm not like used to art, I've only started doing art relatively recently, it's quite mentally taxing. It's very tiring. And in my current state, I would not be able to get anywhere with it. I had a bit of energy because earlier because I woke up early and I was like, right, you're going to be fucking doing something today. You're not just going to sit around and like fucking brain dead, like watch Twitch and YouTube and play Elden Ring or some shit. I think one would be the most taxing. how should I put it? I think now that the Cookie Gator lot sub, now that we've like finished with that, it's a lot less taxing because I'm not the one having to hold the ship together. Because I feel like on the old Barotrauma run, I had to be like the straight man. I had to be like the guy that was like sensible and held everything together. You should have played Deadlock with me, bro. I would have killed myself. Mechanical. I don't know if you know this. I don't know a fucking thing about Deadlock. I know nothing about Deadlock. You can count the number of times that I've played Deadlock like in the last 2 months on like one hand. And then I like tune into your streams, bro, and you're like, oh man, he should have got this item. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't even know that was an item. Oh, I fucking like here and there I've started watching like a little bit of like Deadlock quote unquote content to kind of like get some idea of the game itself, of like what should I actually be doing. And Deathy is the one that I watch because he did a crossover with another Dota creator called Sir Action Slacks, who's just like a funny man Dota creator. So he did a video and I was like, that's interesting. I'll have a look. And he's got like some like guides on shit. And I watched one of his guides that was like, here's how you do movement. And the guy was talking about like, I didn't know they had fucking air resistance. Are you fucking aware of this? In Deadlock, they have fucking air resistance built into like the system, and certain things reduce air resistance, which makes you go faster. And one of the things that I learned from Deathy's solid. Like he seems to be like a guy that's trying to set up a school. He's trying to make like Deadlock more accessible and less like fucking locked off, which I think is pretty cool. But he was talking about fucking air resistance. Anything from Metro. Deathy is about as accessible as I'm at the moment. He speaks to me like I'm a fucking idiot, which I am, but he's very kind about it. All of his fucking videos are like that. He speaks to you like you don't know what the fuck he's talking about, so he's gonna lay it out for you, and I really appreciate that. Different years of different eras of that. Canical, just stop right there. You're gonna make my fucking head explode. I found out that apparently, right, if you're on those fucking zipline things and you jump off, you immediately start getting like air resistance. But if you drop off, if you fall off, you get like 2 seconds or some shit of no air resistance. Which is why you see those motherfuckers flying off these zip lines. Fucking flying off them the second that they hit lane. Which is so counterintuitive. Like, to me, you want to jump off so that you get that little bit of extra height before you leave. But no, if you drop off, it nukes the air resistance and you just fucking slide right into wherever you're going. Another thing I didn't know, fucking doing a wall jump, no stamina. So it's like a free dash. And if you wall jump, it like resets your like dash. So you can like jump, dash, wall jump, and then dash again. Anyway, all of this shit I fucking didn't know. I have no idea about itemization. Ask me about fucking Dota itemization. I'll fucking tell you. I'll tell you. I know the items. But for like Deadlock, I know nothing. I know nothing. Like when I first started playing Deadlock, I played Shiv. I was fucking demolishing as Shiv. And then like I left, they did like 2 big like updates on Shiv. I don't even know if they were nerfs or buffs. The 2 big buffs on Shiv, came back trying to play Shiv. I did not know how to play Shiv. The game had changed entirely. So I have fucking no idea how to play that game. I'm gonna try and like do my research and play like maybe an odd game here or there. But I do not know how that game. Do you like BBLs? I don't know what that is. Well, I know what a BBL is, but like in reference to what you're talking about, or within reference to what I'm talking about, because those can be very different. Brazilian butt lifts, yes, yes. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen a Brazilian butt lift, so it's not something that I've gone and looked at. I don't like, I'm going to be honest, I don't like the vast majority of cosmetic surgery. I think it looks weird. Like 9 times out of 10, unless it's something like very minor, or it's something that you need done as a result of like being caught in a fucking house fire or something like that, and like you need cosmetic surgery to like help with scarring, you can tell 9 times out of 10. There's just something about having cosmetic surgery done to yourself that makes you not look like you. Like, I've seen people with like large noses or something. You know, they have like a very large nose and they're very self-conscious about it. They go in, they get some really nice plastic surgery done to have their nose reduced, but you look at their face in the before and after, like, that nose is a much smaller nose. It's a nice nose, it doesn't fit your face. It looks weird. So when it comes to like plastic surgery in general, or like cosmetic surgery in general, I'm kind of like, just stick with what you've got. It suits you, it fits you better. Do you like thick black women then? Thick black women. There's one word there in particular which is a deal breaker, and I won't say which. Anyway. No, Shiv is 2 stamina and his knife impact damage is gone, and his ult is a dash. Like, when I first started playing Shiv, you kind of didn't touch his knives. Like, the way that I played Shiv initially was that you fucking maxed out his dash. You got like tank items, spirit items, and spirit lifesteal, and you just went in with like high rage and spammed dash, and that was it. You spammed dash and melee, and you just fucking tanked. But now they seem to be like, no, dash isn't your fucking go-to spell. They want you to be using knives more. But knives, you need to hit like fucking 4 or 5 of them before it starts dealing any reasonable damage. It just seems like his passive bloodletting needs to be removed. They need to give him something else, because that just seems to be what's making him busted. And I were just discussing the proportions of the character that you drew as well. I have a problem with making my characters too large, because doing the head on the one that I had done there, first I made it far too large, and then I made it far too small. It was the same with the arms. And when I first started, I made the torsos of all my characters like stupidly broad, so they looked very weird. So I kept trying to like offset that, like, if the torso's big, I'll make the legs big. And if the legs are big, then I'll need to make the arms big.
The torso
so
and lower body are facing opposite directions.
It just resorted in it getting like larger and larger. Torso and lower bodies are facing opposite. Yeah. I was trying to do something like perspective like, if that makes sense. And I could like, I suppose put them both like in the same direction. I could just flip them. It wouldn't be difficult to do. So that they're both facing the same direction. I was trying to do something a little bit more like interesting pose wise. I don't want to just be doing like person standing straight, looking straight down the barrel of the camera every single time. So I was trying something a little bit different. It's for a solid 10 seconds. I already slipped up once on Gator stream. I won't do that again. Maybe. Oh my god. He's not that much different than he was at the moment, but it's just more with more daggers introduced. I've heard that they've apparently been like tweaking his daggers. Like the 2 things that I've heard about Shiv, based on like stuff that I've heard people talking about, that his passive is fucking busted. If you have like any healing, like if you get leech or something, especially like early on, he was fucking unkillable, which he was. His ult was insanely good, especially when it would just come off cooldown after you got a kill. And those daggers were kind of shit. Like, it felt like daggers, you needed an awful lot of investment in the dagger before it became, like, good early on. Whereas the dash is like, if you're getting fucking... If you're at max rage with Shiv and you hit your slice and dice, your dash, it doubles the damage effectively. So it's like, max rage and then it's good to go. You don't need anything else. It's good damage. It's good damage and it's movement, and it reduces cooldown for everyone you hit. It's just like good right out the box. Whereas like fucking daggers, you need, oh well, you need to get a little bit of spirit, and maybe like escalating exposure, and maybe some spirit vulnerability, and then you need to hit maybe 3 or 4 daggers in a row in a short time scale to get like the amping damage for it. And then it was just like there was an awful lot that you needed to invest in the daggers to make it work. Whereas the slice and dice was just there and it was just good out the box. You didn't need to do anything. You didn't even particularly need like extra spirit. Like obviously the extra spirit is good, but if you're at max range, the damage is doubled anyway. You didn't need like stuff to like make it a good spell. You didn't need a whole load of extra spirit or something, or spirit resist reduction or anything. Just good out of the box. Even cooldown reduction, didn't need the cooldown reduction because it had cooldown reduction built in. Whereas the knives were just kind of like oh, but yeah, right, okay, before I fucking pass out, oh, let me get this looked at. Right, they're trying to introduce variable playstyles for each hero. That was one of the things that, another thing that I had heard is that apparently, that was one of the things that like Deathy was saying. I watched one of his streams fairly recently. Lady Geist, like the only way to build her now after the changes is like gun. You just run gun. Like she's got spells and shit, but they're kind of like, just run gun. Her gun's better. And I think that they're trying to like, because I know that they did that with Dota, where they were like, we don't want heroes to necessarily be pigeonholed like, you are X hero and this is what you do. You know, like, you are Omni Knight. You are heal bot. That's all you do. You drop heal. So they're like trying to like make it so that, oh, well, if you want, you can go like a tanky, punchy Omni Knight or something like that. Anyway, I have no idea what to expect from this game. I have watched nothing about it. Help me buy milk. Okay. Write down your name. I walk down the road to the store and rehearse my speech. It's been so long since I've been out of my house that I completely forgot what words to say when entering the store. Wait. Wait, what? It said V for volume, but I never actually got to look at it. I have no idea how this works. Hold on. It's just giving me a fucking box. It's like, if I bring this up, this is supposed to be like the fucking ambient volume. Self-voicing. Screen is frozen. Why is it frozen though? No, it works. I have no idea why it works, but it's frozen. That's fucking wild. You can see the cursor on OBS, but I can't. You can see that I can. You can see it, I can't. That's fucking insane. Nikita, I understand that this is supposed to be abstract and shit, but Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, this might... Wait, did it just fucking crash? Wait, what? Wait, what? I have no idea. You know what? I'm gonna restart. Fuck me. Let me try again. I was trying to adjust the volume, and it was like, no, no, like a bunch of fucking. Audio volume. What the? Bro. What the? Right, hold on. What? Right, you know what? It got like fucking audio description or some shit. Oh. I didn't want to do this because I've got my like fucking volumes all set up nice, neat, and clean. Hold on, hold on, hold on. See, like a metaphor. John, I don't know how you made it through Disco Elysium because that was me like 99%. Why does it do... Right, okay. This game, for some fucking reason, is only viewable by you when I have OBS opened. Not opened, but like in focus when I click on OBS. The second I click on something else, the game freezes. So like you can see the mouse now, but it's frozen for you. But if I click off, you see it again. Right, hold on. Let me try one more time. I love Disco. It's not as artsy as something like Dream Barbecue. John, were we playing the same game? Were you watching the same game? Disco is artsy as fuck. It's a little bit more grounded at times, but it gets pretty fucking artsy. Hold on. Would this fix it? Let me fucking test something. Is that what it wants? Is that better? Can you see? Okay, right. That is better. I fucking full screened and that was terrible. That was an awful idea. I should have known better than to try and full screen. That's my bad. Okay, and this is fucking ludicrously loud. Got a lot of gay vocabulary, but the metaphors actually have a point and relative symbolism. I think it's probably a difference between something that's like abstract for the sake of abstract and not, because I know an awful lot of like modern art or like fucking postmodern shit can be like just stupidly abstract for the sake of weird. Walk down the road to the store and rehearse my speech. Been a long time since I've been out of the house that I completely forgot what words to say when entering a store. I'm going to the store. Those are some good words. Can also just be money laundering. Also, yes. Who are you talking to? I'm imagining as if I were a character in a game. What if it helps me gather my thoughts? What game? Well, you know. There are games where you can see the character's thoughts right on the screen, you know. Oh my god, Disco Elysium Rift. It's literally Disco Elysium all over again. But I'm the brain this time. I don't make the decisions. Dream Barbecue was legit just meaningless gobbledygook. Sometimes there's a lot of like, it did feel like a fair bit of like fart sniffing or weird for the sake of funny or weird for the sake of weird. So I thought if someone is reading my mind, I need to be very focused and don't blurt out too much. Haha. I take a deep breath of air. Hello, can I? Crap, I forgot. 19th attempt and I'm failing again. I'll bite my lip in frustration. So once again, hello, can I get... Wow, that's a whole word more. Thank you, I'm trying my best. I think this time, the sound L... Wait, I think this time the L sound was longer than usual. Do you think that's it? Who knows? I'm gonna go take a shower and snow. Have fun. Hello, can I... Oh, I wish I hadn't said anything. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Okay. By the way, you've been walking with your left foot in the pavement and your right foot in the grass for a full minute now. What? My right foot is frozen in the air. How much? 50 steps on the pavement and 51 in the grass. You have to undo the previous step. Hehehe. How do you imagine that? Not the first time this has happened. You've been taught the right way, haven't you? Come on. I don't remember. I'm trying not to be mean. I'm not trying to be like a fucking brain-worn brain. I don't remember. I'm ready to burst into tears. Here we go again. So, step 1, take a step back to get your foot exactly in your own footprint. Wait a minute. What do you mean step 1? What then? But it's already 50 seconds. Or wait, I'm going backwards. So it's the 50th? It doesn't add up. Okay. Step 50. Take a step back to get your foot exactly in your own footprint. Could you rephrase it just a little bit? You can't just repeat a phrase without changing at least one word. People don't talk like that. You're hopeless. You make it sound like it's my fault. I think this person whose head we're in is mentally ill. I don't know. I think Dream Barbecue is also weirdly cohesive. At times. But sometimes it's just weird for the sake of weird. Like fucking Nonky John. What's Nonky John? It's just weird for the sake of weird. It's yes, it's Donkey Kong and it's like reference to video game character, but still. It's just there for the sake of being like a funny man. That's it. It's just there. Trying to beat your social anxiety and your inner voice is a scourge for all. It's just a fate worse than death. I'll have you know that I've been a very supportive social anxiety interior monologue, okay? You make it sound like it's my fault. The store closes in an hour, so you will be very guilty if you don't buy milk. Damn, really? Well, are you ready? Hell yes. I carefully move my foot backwards, looking carefully into the dense grass. As I enter the store, I turn to the first person I see. Hello, can I... What the fuck? Oh. Excuse me. What? Oh. Excuse me. What? Oh. Excuse me. What? Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. You shouldn't have done that. He's obviously not going to change his lines. You run the risk of ending up in an endless loop. Excuse me, what? Immediately says the same thing. This person is doing it simply because it's familiar and it's comforting. Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. What? Oh. What is he trying to tell you? He's trying to scare me. But how does he know that I'm terrified by the letter O? What's so scary about it? I have a frightening image when I picture it in my head. I can show you, explaining won't be enough, but keep in mind... So it's not the letter O. It's the void, it's nothing. Something like that. So I'll just continue to ignore his question? What? Oh. What? Oh. What? Oh. What? Oh. I gather all my will into a fist. Oh. Oh. My my interlocutor shook and crawled away. You just repeated after him, and it worked. Do it more often. Is that actually like a fucking tactic for talking to people? Because that's something that I do. Whenever I'm having like a conversation with people and they're like telling me something, I will repeat what they've said and then phrase it in a question to show them that I'm listening to you. I've heard what you said to me. And it tends to work, I think. So like somebody says, "Oh," you're like, "Oh?" Like, "Oh, okay then." Imp is listening to me and he's not just nodding his head along. Wait, I said he crawled away? Did he? Really crawl away? I mean, I didn't even look in his direction. Oh, oh, old. When exactly did you say that? Just now. Personally, I didn't hear it. You're just trying to distract me. But I know that my words were shown on the screen. It's a therapist tactic. I don't know, just something I've always done. I'm standing by the shelves. On the rack, there are bags of milk. We both stand, and the milk lies. And the milk lies? Or maybe... Hey, slow down. Do you even remember why you're here? To buy milk. So buy it. Right here? What do you expect me to say? I guess something like, not here? Not here. Take one bag and go to the cash register. I guess the first sentence. And you, as if out of spite, didn't pause before the second one. You want to rob me of my little victories. Lets the speaker process the emotions they are rationalizing rather than feeling it. Lets the speaker process the emotions they are rationalizing rather than feeling it. Could be. Also good for allowing the well, I suppose when you say the speaker, you mean the person that has just spoken and not the person that is repeating what was just spoken. Somebody says something to you and you repeat it back to them in the form of a question. It allows them to hear it from outside and kind of like gets a different perspective of it. So if somebody's like crashing out and you take their crash out and repeat it back to them, they might be like, did I fucking say that? No way I just said that. Wait, now that I'm thinking about it, didn't that fucking, oh, what's his face? Long hair pirate guy. His father worked for Blizzard and he worked for Blizzard for a gazillion years and he hates fucking video games. Oh, Pirate Software. He went on a... Didn't he go on with like a Twitter fucking Pirate Software, yeah. Didn't he go on like an interview with like an actual psychiatrist? The psychiatrist did the exact same thing. Like repeated what he said back to him and said, do you understand that that sounds very narcissistic and arrogant to people? And the guy, without skipping a beat, was like, yeah, I don't see it that way. Just fucking told him, nah, you're wrong. Oh, the person that speaks to you or the therapist. Yeah. It's fucking amazing how you can repeat his own words back to him to give him an opportunity to be like, no, that did sound arrogant. Like, nah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know what you're talking about. That guy's such an arrogant piece of shit. Oh. He's a bit of a dud as a human being, that one. Also, sup. How's it going, Barkeep? Good to see you. I sigh and reach out to take the milk, or rather the bag with the milk inside. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk inside... Come on. 15 minutes before the store closes, hurry up. I remembered what these games are called. Visual novels. And by the way, the numbers are written there in full with letters. Are visual novels worse than books? But there are authors, or But the authors are not lazy, so don't get lazy either. Wait, I thought only your thoughts were visible on the screen. Not anymore, so watch your mouth. Anyway, you heard me. Hurry up, or you'll get it. Hurry up, or you'll get it at home again. Get it from who? Tis my age day, kill me. Oh, fucking hell. Happy birthday, barkeep. Oh, do anything nice? I hope you had a good day. I'm on my way. Hello, can I get some milk, please? That's fine. You have it. Give. I put a weighty bag in the register. Of course, not just the bag, but the milk too. Hi, can I have it, please? No. Please? No. But please, Mum will throw me out of the window if I get back without milk. No. But why not? Give more. But I don't have anything else. Hey. What? They hate you. You are pathetic. Pay for the milk. Really? What would I do without you? I take a crumpled bill out of my pocket and hand it to the cashier. He starts to carefully examine it. It took about 2 days before he nodded contentedly and put it in the cash register. Thank you. Goodbye. I walk down a familiar street and past a gas station. A bag of milk unpleasantly tugs at my hand, reminding me of the days when I was in physical therapy. By the way, they gave me a bag at the checkout, so now I'm carrying a bag of milk in another bag. Don't think anything of it, I just love the pyramidal structure of verbal constructions. The gas station is getting closer. How are you feeling? Thank you for your interest. I feel like a mile-long bar of ice cream. Don't know if that's good or not. Thank you. I hope to remember less
This feels
than
awfully
5%
Canadian.
of the day come midnight. JK, I don't plan on doing much of anything besides crushing a burrito. A quiet birthday is still valid. Just so long as you're enjoying it. This feels awfully Canadian. It has a kind of Russian dread to it. Kind of like an Eastern Slavic dread. But I know that the whole bag of milk thing is something that the Canadians do. What's that supposed to mean? As if I'd tell you. But I'm really interested. Well, look, the ratio of water to milk in the volume of air occupied by me is about 30-1. And yeah, ice cream is not the best unless you want to drink more than eat. Anyway, the road from the store to the gas station is a stick, and the road from the gas station to home is ice cream. During today's walk, my body has been to every part of this path. Simple math. So it's not just social anxiety, but autism as well. I see. I feel movement under my feet. Asphalt grains, petrol stains. I'm trying to keep my balance. How do people move over something as uneven as the city plain? Gently, heel toe, I count my mind every meter on the path I walk. I even close my eyes for more concentration. Hey, watch out. I unconsciously take a sharp step to the side. At the same moment, a huge bear rushes past me with a wild screech. A bear? Hey, I'm walking here. I cast a reproachful glance at the swiftly departing giant. Its red eyes in turn look at me with mockery. Did you see that? How brazen. It was a truck. Oh, really? Although if you think about it, are there bears with eyes in the back of their heads? You could have died. Come on, are you saying someone would seriously want to kill an innocent girl carrying a bag of milk? The world is a cruel and dangerous place. I'm not in the world you're talking about. So delusional as well. Oh, goodness. My journey continues. If you think about it, the road from the store has one interesting property. It adjusts to me in the most bizarre ways. When I'm in a hurry, all the traffic lights turn off helpfully. When I feel like crying, a cloud appears over me and pours rain streams that hide my tears. Right now, I feel a cloud slowly gathering over the top of my head. I'm sad. Are you sure that this is really happening? What else could it be? Has it ever occurred to you that it's all just in your head? That's not what the manual said at all. Apparently these pills don't work for me either. The pills have nothing to do with it. Please, I just want to get home and go to bed. I really, really am very grateful to you, but please, no more. You have to accept the truth. No! You have to accept the truth. No. You have to accept the truth. No. You have to accept the truth. No. Looks like Imp doesn't help me at all. Did I fucking crash out? I guess I'll try something else next time. Wait, what? Is that it? I fail? Why not? I hope we can do it this time. Give me a break. Boy jump scare, honestly, real. Okay, I'm gonna try and be supportive. I walk down the road to the store and rehearse my speech. Been so long since I've been out of the house that I completely forgot what words to say when entering a store. I'm going to the store. Who are you talking to? I'm gonna try again, like the same, but not push the poor girl until she breaks. Anyway, I'm imagining as if I was a character in a game. What if it helps me gather my thoughts? I'll be right back. Okay, Lucifer. We'll see in a bit. What game? Well, you know. There are games where you can see the character's thoughts right on the screen, you know? So I thought if someone is reading my mind, I need to be very focused so I don't blurt out too much. Haha. Take a deep breath of air. Hello, can I... Crap, I forgot. 19th attempt, and I'm failing again. I bite my lip in frustration. So once again. Hello, can I get... That was a whole word more. Thank you, I'm trying my best. I think this time, the L sound was longer than usual. Frightened back and my balls is washed. Good. Glad to hear it, John. Do you think that's it? Who knows? Hello, can I... Ugh, I wish I hadn't said anything. Don't worry. Okay. By the way, you've been walking with your left foot on the pavement and your right foot on the grass for a full minute now. What? My right foot is frozen in the air. How much? 50 steps in the pavement, 51 in the grass. You have to undo the previous step. How do you imagine that? It's not the first time this has happened. You've been taught the right way, haven't you? Come on. I don't remember. I'm ready to burst into tears. Here we go again. So, step 1, take a step back to get your foot exactly in your own footprint. Wait a minute, what do you mean step 1? What then? But it's already been 50 seconds. Or wait, I'm going backwards, so it's the 50th? It doesn't add up. Okay. Step 50. Take a step back to get your foot exactly in your own footprint. Could you rephrase it? It's just a little bit. You can't just repeat the phrase without changing at least one word. People don't talk like that. You're hopeless. Make it sound like it's my fault. Store closes in an hour, so you'll be very guilty if you don't buy milk. Damn, really? Well, are you ready? Hell yes. I carefully move my foot backwards, looking carefully into the dense grass. Does this game just play itself or something? I have no idea. As I enter the store, I turn to the first person I see. Hello, can I... Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh, Excuse me, what? Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. Excuse me, what? Oh. You shouldn't have done that. He's obviously not going to change his lines. You run the risk of ending up in an endless loop. Excuse me, what? Oh. 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 What? Oh. What is he trying to tell you? He's trying to scare me, but how does he know that I'm terrified of the letter O? What's so scary about it? A frightening image when I picture it in my head. I can show you, explaining won't be enough, but keep in mind it'll cost 12 nerve cells. The void. Something like that. So I'll just continue to ignore his question. What? Oh. What? Oh. What? Oh. What? Oh. I gather all my will into a fist. Oh. Oh. My interlocutor shook and crawled away. You just repeated after him. And it worked? Do it more often. Wait. I said he crawled away? Did he? Really crawl away? I mean, I didn't even look in his direction. When exactly did you say that? Just now. Personally, I didn't hear it. You're just trying to distract me. But I know what my words were, but I know that my words were shown on the screen. Standing by the shelves, on a rack, there are bags of milk. We both stand, and the milk lies. Or maybe... Hey, slow down. Do you even remember why you're here? To buy milk? So buy it. Right here. What do you expect me to say? I guess something like, not here? Not here. Take the bag and go to the cash register. I guess the first sentence? And you, as if out of spite, didn't pause before the second one. You want to rob me of my little victories. I sigh and reach out to take the milk. Or rather, the bag with the milk inside. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk inside of a bag. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk inside... Come on, come on. 15 minutes before the store closes, hurry up. I remembered what these games are called. Visual novels. It's so deep. Oh, I get it. I think it's supposed to be... like... I think it's supposed to represent the difficulties of people with like certain mental illnesses doing shit. You know? Like, how should I put it? It has been shown that people with higher IQs tend to suffer more from anxiety, especially social anxiety, because they overthink. People with higher IQs tend to experience depression at much higher rates as well, and it's theorized that it's as a result of overthinking. So, where most people will... I mean, you see it whenever you go to the shop, or you go to the store. Fucking dozens of people just walking around on autopilot. There's not a single fucking thought in their head. They have like a little list in their hand, and they're like, you know, bread, milk, eggs. And they just autopilot around the store because they know what it is. They come here fucking every day, every week, every month, every year and get the same shit. So they're not even thinking about it. Whereas somebody with social anxiety, they're fucking analysing every single interaction, every single possibility, and seeing where can I fuck this up, where can it go wrong. And that causes such a massive amount of anxiety to them, it makes small things incredibly difficult to do. And I think that this is supposed to be representative of that. Of this individual that is going to do a mundane task but overthinking it to such a fucking horrific degree that it becomes this whole saga. You know what I mean? This game was definitely made by the mentally ill. It was made by a Russian, so yes, you are correct. What kind of fucking mental breakdown is this? It's not a mental breakdown. It's on the verge of a mental breakdown. But is there going to be a game about it? People seem to like it. It's not whether it should exist, it's why shouldn't it exist. You know what I mean? Generalized anxiety disorder. Could be. Because again, define people imp. There are enough people that have bought, played, and enjoyed this game to make the creator want to make a second one and for it to be reviewed fairly well. It's something that it's an interesting thought experiment, and it's an interesting take on something that is explored quite as much. You know what I mean? No further comment. That's fair enough. Again, like, not everything has to be like fucking goy slop, yellow paint, gator coded. Here's the game and here's the ending. You know, not everything has to be super straightforward. You can make it a little bit extra. Anyway, visual novels. And by the way, the numbers are written there in full with letters. Are visual novels worse than books? But there are the authors are not lazy, so don't get lazy either. Wait, I thought only your thoughts were visible on the screen. Not anymore, so watch your mouth. Anyway, you heard me. Hurry up and get her. Anyway, you heard me. Hurry up, or you'll get it at home again. I'm on my way. This game is so gator coded it plays itself. I don't know about it because he wouldn't understand very much of it, I think. I think he would get bored 10 minutes and then close it down. No room for error. I mean, there is, because there are still failure states. I mean, I fucked up. I failed. I had to restart. I'm yet to see evidence Gator can read. Exactly. It's not Gator coded at all because you need to read. Hello, can I get some milk, please? You have it. Give. I put the weighty bag on the register. Of course, not just the bag, but the milk too. Hi, can I have it, please? No. Please? No. But please, Mum will throw me out the window if I get back without milk. No. But why not? Give more. But I don't have anything else. Now, this is interesting, right? I've just realized. All of the people, quote unquote, that we've met in this are all like fucking creatures. Like, this doesn't look like a human. It looks like a fucking monster. But the person is interacting as though it is human. And furthermore, when they communicate in very, like, quick, short, terse responses. Which I think you could probably say one is very Slavic. Because they're very much like straightforward, to the point, no fucking around generally in Slavic cultures. But you get that in most cultures as well. You know, like, there's an awful lot of like slang terms, I suppose, that you could say, or like little cultural nuances which make sense. To somebody that is a socially adept, who's a normal human being, but for somebody that is perhaps more of a shut-in and is not quite as used to interacting in such ways, it might seem like weird. Apologies for taking so long. I ate bad meat. Oh, careful, Elusive. I hope it's not too bad. So, like, how should I put it? Like, we'll say here, like, an old-fashioned term, right? You go to pay for your shopping and the person says paper or plastic. And they'll be like, what does that mean? Whereas if you're, like, more socially adept and are capable of, like, reading the social cues, that might be meaning, are you going to pay by card or are you going to pay by cash? Or if they're gesturing to the bags, it might mean, do you want a paper bag or do you want a plastic bag? You know, but that's like something that if you spoke to somebody that wasn't socialized properly, would be like complete gibberish. Like, what the fuck do you mean paper or plastic? So things like need more, give. That's what it means to this person. Like, what does that mean? Hey, what? Pay for the milk. Really? What would I do without you? I take a crumpled bill out of my pocket and hand it to the cashier. Very Tism core, yes, sir. But you got to do a little bit of thinking. You can't just dismiss everything as being, it's weird for the sake of weird. You're going to have a little bit of a look inside and see if there's something there. It's pattern recognition. You just got to look for the patterns. Starts to carefully examine it. It took about 2 days before he nodded contentedly and put it back in the cash register. And obviously the 2 days. It seemed like it took forever because he was worried about it. Thank you. Goodbye. I walked down a familiar street past a gas station. A bag of milk unpleasantly tugs at my hand, reminding me of the days when I was in physical therapy. Obviously, this person was maybe got into some accident, had to be like bedridden for a period of time, and as a result, maybe lost a lot of their socializing skills, or maybe they're such a shut-in that they needed physical therapy in order to maintain normal bodily function. Reminding me of the days when I was in physical therapy makes me think that it was an accident, implying that they're no longer in physical therapy as a result of recovering. Again, little things like that, you can read into it. By the way, they gave me a bag at the checkout, so now I'm carrying a bag of milk in another bag. I don't think anything of it. I just love the pyramidal structure of verbal constructions. The gas station is getting closer. I get it, but still I don't
How
respect
would you rate your
games.
anatomy skills on a scale of 1 to 10?
Scientifically speaking, probably above average, maybe like a 7. With respect to art, probably like a 3. Oh my god. I'm not trying. How should I put it? When I draw now, I'm trying my best not to just fucking try and draw one-to-one.
Fuck, my advice shall be nonsensical.
So whenever I'm drawing something, I'll like look at the reference image and then hide it and then try and draw from it. And then look at the reference image again and try and marry it up. So I'm using it more as like a guide and less of as just like a straight up. Like copying, if that makes sense. But my advice shall be nonsensical. What do you mean? I'm happy to have any advice that you're willing to give. Oh, I'm having to switch screens now because my main monitor is about to switch off. The gas station is getting closer. How are you feeling? Thank you for your interest. I feel like a mile-long bar of ice cream. What is that supposed to mean? As if I'd tell you, but I'm really interested. Well, look, the ratio of water to milk and the volume of air occupied by me is about 30 to 1. And yeah, ice cream is not the best, unless you want to drink more than eat. Anyway, the road from the store to the gas station is a stick, and the road from the gas station to home is the ice cream. During today's walk, my body has been to every part of this path. Simple math. I see. I feel movement under my feet. Asphalt grains, petrol stains. I'm trying to keep my balance. How do people move over something as uneven as the city plane? Gently, heel toe, I count my mind, every meter of the path I walk. I even close my eyes for more concentration. Hey, watch out. I unconsciously take a sharp step to the side. At the same moment, a huge bear rushes past me with a wild screech. Hey, I'm walking here. I cast a reproachful glance at the swiftly departing giant. Its red eyes in turn look at me with mockery. Did you see that? How brazen? It was a truck. Oh, really? Although if you think about it, are there bears with eyes in the back of their heads? You could have died. Come on, are you saying someone would seriously want to kill an innocent girl carrying a bag of milk? The world is a cruel and dangerous place. I'm not in the world you're talking about. Okay. Don't push the poor girl to breaking point. My journey
If you manage to
continues.
understand, I will draw myself as the Kiddler boy you sent me.
Hitler? Oh, you mean Schrodinger from Helsing? I made a joke about I made a joke about Elusive turning into Schrodinger from Helsing like fucking 2-3 weeks ago or something. Oh my god. Post the advice. Just post it. Oh, and I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I do it. It's funny as fuck. You know what I mean? Because like over the fucking months that Elusive has been in here, he's slowly gotten less and less femboy.
I couldn't
and
remember
more
the name
racist.
and I didn't want to risk losing my account.
It's Schrodinger with reference to Schrodinger's cat. Also the fact that it's a trap. Is it a boy? Is it not? Is it a man? Is it a woman? The whole uncertainty of the thing. But let me have a look. Okay. Hold on, I'm just looking at his information. Okay. No, this all makes sense. No. Okay. That makes sense. That's not like weird. That seems very comprehensive.
John said it'd look like nonsense.
It looks like nonsense if you look at it together, but if you take each part individually, it looks good. It makes sense. You know what? I'll save that, and the next time I return to that piece of art, I'll make use of it. No, but thank you. Just in case for anybody that's not on the server, I'll fucking bring it up. I haven't drawn anything in a very long time. So, I woke up early this morning and did some drawing. Let me see if I can do this. I'm having to like fucking do weird shit now. And this is what I managed to come up with. Excuse the lack of face. I'm terrible at drawing faces. So that's what I've managed to draw. And I tried to do something a little bit different. I tried to do like a pose that's a little bit more interesting, something with like a little bit of like a twist to the body with a little bit of a more interesting pose. So I drew this, and for some reason, I don't know how, it had nothing to do with the reference that I was drawing. And it turned out looking like a mother from the 90s. I don't know why, but it's just got that 90s mother chic type shit. So I ended up drawing that, and Elusive's had a look at it, and he's given me some notes. So I'm going to have a look over those notes. Actually, John couldn't read what I wrote, so I was worried my writing was a little too incomprehensible. It looks fine to me. I can read it well enough. Yeah. I don't see any issue with it. But yeah, so I'm going to have a look over Elusive's notes and add to what I've already drawn and see what happens. And that's pretty good. Thank you very much. Initially, John couldn't read it, so I was worrying if my writing was a little too comprehensible. That's post-alteration. Well, it looks fine to me. So I'll need to have a look and see what I can adjust, what I can change. It's less cursive than my writing typically is. Anyway, right. If you think about it, the road from the store has one interesting property. It adjusts to me in the most bizarre ways. When I'm in a hurry, all the traffic lights turn off helpfully. When I feel like crying, a cloud appears over me and pours rain streams that hide my tears. Right now, I can feel a cloud slowly gathering over the top of my head. I'm sad. Are you sure this is really happening? What else could it be? Has it ever occurred to you that this is all just in your head? That's not what the manual said at all. Apparently these pills don't work for me either. The pills have nothing to do with it. Please, I just want to get home and go to bed. I really am very grateful to you, but please, no more. Okay. You know what? What? Since I am a character in a visual novel, I want to talk to whoever is reading this right now. If you say so. I forcefully squeeze my head with my hands and place a thought block. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a small bench, the perfect place for a cliched visual novel monologue. I move closer, place a noticeably weighted bag of milk next to me, and raise my head to the sky. Listen, I'm a little embarrassed. I realize that I'm going crazy. The medications are becoming less and less effective, so ultimately, things will happen painlessly, I hope. You know what I'm talking about? Really? I must be nothing like the model protagonist at all, huh? To be honest, I haven't read many visual novels. Sometimes I regret it because now it costs me a lot of effort just to distinguish between letters and words. By the way, if you don't mind, I'd rather not name my diagnosis. Let at least you be the one who sees me for who I am. Even though I made you up, don't take that away from me, okay? Don't ask me for too much. How stupid does all this seem? From the very beginning, you've been following me, reading my delusional thoughts, hearing my silly conversations. I must seem crazy and weird to you. What is it like to see the world through my eyes? Ever since something happened, all I see is red. Red blood everywhere. The Russians have bags of milk? They might do. Gross. But it's also common in Russia, Eastern Europe, and parts of South America. Yeah. I think it's just cheaper than using like an actual bottle. So don't worry about me. I got used to it a long time ago. Admittedly, I'd even forgotten what other colors look like. Come on. Those monsters from the store, they didn't scare me at all. After all, I know they won't hurt me. Sometimes I think that they themselves are afraid of me. Can you imagine that? By the way, if you want to ask me what happened, please don't. Promise? Really? Of course, you couldn't help but ask. In the end, I'm just talking to myself. Sooner or later, I would have brought it up. So you're really that interested in what happened to me? I won't waste time. Do you see? I see. What happened? Anyways, time to go set Kittler Elu. Godspeed. This is at least more thought-provoking than O. Anyway. This is my dad. Some of his parts, at least. We do have a very difficult family. But despite all the problems, I never would have thought. Sorry, I shouldn't have raised my voice. Anyway, he jumped out the window and died. Ooh. This is my last memory, then a long gap. So, this all resulted as trauma from seeing her father get killed. Strange. Very strange. Today's the first time I've ever been able to buy something in a store without a major incident. Of course, the medicine helped me. However, I think it's more your merit. I keep thinking, he mustn't screw up in front of the reader. Or, oh my god, what will he think? Haha. I don't know why I decided to become a visual novel character for the sake of going to the store today, but it clearly paid off. Thank you. By the way, it seems to me there are some boundaries in our communication. That's how I like it. And yet, I've been so sad lately. I've been thinking more and more about what my life has become ever since my dad. Well, you know. Day after day, it's the same thing. Tried so many medications that I hardly feel any difference between them anymore. As long as they help keep me on my feet, I'm happy. But you know what? Today's a special day, because I have you. There's so much I want to tell you. Oh, wait, what? That was very rude of you. Oh no. I'm not going to pressure you, I'm just advising you to go home. I understand. Well, dear reader, shall we go? That last one finished on its own. When I get to my floor, I hang over the railing. Repeating this action every day like a ritual, I stopped being afraid of heights altogether. A few minutes ago, the effect of the medication finally wore off, so I just enjoy the blissful silence. When I am under the influence of drugs, terrible and unpleasant melodies sound in my head, mixing with the sounds of the world around me. They create a terrible dissonance in my head. I turn around and go to my apartment. Hello there. Did you bring the milk? Hi, Mom. Did you bring the milk? Yes, Mom. Did your new medicine help? Yes, Mom. Go to bed. Yes, Mom. Yum. Was that it? We did it. We're supportive. We helped the character buy milk. Oh. So that's it? You cured her retardation. I've just been doing what men have been doing for centuries, for millennia. Gently guiding women down the right path. Oh, I'm only joking, but still. Well, that was interesting. It was an interesting insight into enabling women's bad behavior. I'll have you know, I was firm with her when needed. Okay? When needed. But women are willful. You just say no, they get fucking stubborn about it. You have to be firm but supportive, you know? I thought that was pretty good. That was like a pretty good insight, I suppose you could say. Tell them no and their panties soak. John dropping fucking panties left, right, and center. But that turned out pretty well. It was an interesting insight into a man's take on mental illness. Was I think the guy's called Nikita? He's fucking Nikita, I'm realizing. Let me have a look. Is it Nikita?
All I will
Nikita
say is that there are more men than women in
Kryukov.
China for a reason. They recognized.
I think there's more men than women in China because of the one-child policy and killing the females. Nikita Tarkov made this. Nikita Kryukov. Kryukov. Nikita Igorovich Kryukov, I believe is what it's called. But yeah, it's supposed to be everyday challenges faced by people suffering with mental illness. About how the smallest things can cause the biggest issues for people suffering with mental illness. Nikita. But no, I enjoyed that. Although I will say, I think for now, as short as it is, I'm gonna call it here and go straight to fucking bed because I'm fucking shattered. I'm absolutely shattered. What time is it? He's such a fucking old man. It's 10 minutes to 10, and my eyes are watering because they're so dry. So I think I'll fucking call it. Oh, too tired. At least I streamed. I did some VA shit, and I streamed. Oh.
Without women, there are no women to misbehave.
That is true. I think also a part of it was that men are more economically useful. And back during the single child policy in China was still very, very poor for the vast majority of the country. So if a family had kids, they wanted men, because men, once they hit fucking 12, you could send them to work on a farm or in a factory and make money for you. Whereas with women, you couldn't really do that because the culture prohibited it. The most you could get out of a woman is selling her off for marriage and getting a dowry out of it. China gets a lot wrong, but I guess they got that part right. They have I know that they have an interesting way of looking at how should I put it? Fucking single men compared to single women. And single men are viewed as desirable. So single men are called fucking golden men or golden something. It's something like that if you're over the age of 25 or 30. And then if you're a single woman and not married over the age of 25 or 30, I can't remember the age, you're called a leftover woman. It's kind of nobody wants you. And it's seen as something that's horrifically bad and you don't want to be getting to that age and not married because it makes you look bad. Whereas with men, it's kind of, I suppose it's kind of like the idea of an eligible bachelor. You know, you get to 25, 30, you're a bit more, worldly, you've got some skills, you're a bit more competent, a bit more confident, you've got a bit of money. It makes you look very good. Whereas women, if you get to fucking 25, 30 in some cultures and you're not married, it's you're clearly not married because there's something wrong with you. And yet Chinese women still buy into feminism too. It's hilarious. It's certain types, but I know that the Chinese Communist Party have been fucking crushing down on that really, really hard. Like, the Chinese Communist Party will encourage this shit and will, like, pay for, like, feminist stuff to happen in foreign countries in the West, in Europe, and in America. But then when it comes to China, they crack down on that shit hard. It's like core family values. Even fucking lifted the single child policy.
Fuck she the poo.
Based and real. But at the very least, he knows that homogeneity when it comes to culture is important for a stable country, and that having a strong family unit and strong family values in at the ground floor of your society is what builds a long-lasting and productive society. He's very pragmatic in that sense. It's the whole idea of the fucking artificial moral system that came after the fall of religion. After, you know, the Nietzschean death of God and the death of religion and an awful lot of other stuff, kind of stepped in and be like, well, now that we're free of the shackles of religion, we can remake the world however we want. We can make our own value systems. And that kind of didn't turn out too well. Chinese Communist Party promotes feminism when they need more people running their shit companies, but then hold dating events where thousands of women show up, but no men. China's starting to get hit with that shit now. They've been doing an awful lot of shit to try and get young men out and doing shit now. Military service being one of them. The lifting of the single child policy being another. The encouraging of the single family unit and the encouraging of young men to go out there and get married. They're starting to feel some of the effects of some of the ideals that they're pushing elsewhere on Western countries, and they don't like it. So they're blaming it on like bourgeois Western decadence, and that's what's causing all the issues. It's interesting. You see an awful lot of Western countries getting like that now. Their lack of ideals. They have ideals, they're just very flexible, depending on what they need. So they're like very much like, we must sweep away all that came before and lead into a new culture under the Communist Party. And then the second they realized that some of the old ways and the old traditions were built on something and weren't just made up for the sake of like control, they started going back to them pretty fucking quickly. You saw this with the Soviet Union. They did that shit as well.
It's worse in Korea because of some movement with the women.
Oh, Korea's much more, it's still quite conservative, but it's much more liberal than an awful lot of the Far East Asian countries. So there's an awful lot of that getting in. I know that started taking root in Japan, but recently they've got like a whole load of conservative people in government and they're like shutting it down. They're going full traditionalist now. They're like, nah, we see how that shit's working out in Europe. We see how that shit's working out in America. We don't want this shit here. Which fair enough to them. But yeah. You sweep away all the things that have worked for thousands of years. I love history so much. The shit that I could tell you. The Cultural Revolution in China damn near resulted in the total collapse of China. It got so fucking bad that Stalin, and this is the Stalin, the guy that sent people in the tens, in the hundreds of thousands, in the millions to fucking death camps and gulags, had to step in and say to Mao, yeah, Mao, you need to stop doing this, because if you erase Chinese culture, you're not going to have a country left at the end of it. One of the big anecdotes that I remember is that Mao was very much of this idea that history, culture, tradition, they're all like ephemeral. It doesn't mean anything. We'll make our own culture. We'll make our own history. And started destroying an awful lot of Chinese culture, including like destroying old historical monuments and old like religious relics from like Taoist and Buddhist culture. which Stalin had to step in and say, like, no,
Thanks
you
to
need
UK
something
shit, whenever I hear
to,
Stalin,
like,
I think of
maintain
Keir
cohesion.
Starmer being called Keir Stalin.
Don't get me started on fucking for that. But anyway, and one of the things that Mao wanted to do was he wanted to raise literacy in the country. And one of the things that he realized is that Chinese, as it stood, is an incredibly difficult language to learn for anybody. Not just for like Westerners, but for anybody. Picking up Chinese is incredibly difficult to learn. So Mao, being this clean slate, we can remake the universe as we see fit, thought, let's just get rid of Chinese then. We'll switch to like fucking French or German or English or like one of the Western languages that's easier. You know, their like writing system is much more straightforward. It's much easier to learn, much easier to comprehend. We'll just switch to that. So Mao wanted to get rid of Chinese. He wanted to wipe out Chinese because it was an obstacle to one of his objectives. And Stalin had to come in and say, don't fucking do that. Are you stupid? You need to keep your language. You need to keep like fucking national cohesion, which is where simplified Chinese came in. So now you have two types of Chinese. You have simplified Chinese, which the communists came up with, which is an easier form of Chinese. It's kind of like a stripped down version, so it's easier to learn, but it's like you can do less with it, if that makes sense, because it has fewer words and fewer symbols. You can do less with the language, so it's not quite as eloquent and not quite as like full with the range of meanings that it can convey. And then you have Taiwan, which uses traditional Chinese, which is the old-fashioned Chinese language that has existed for forever, and they still use that because they didn't get caught under the whole Chinese simplification and stuff. That sounds incredibly dumb, so dumb that I don't believe it. Language reforms are pretty common in history, though. Yeah, Mao didn't want a reform. He wanted to change the state language to make it easier to teach the peasants how to read and write. That was what he wanted. Stalin had to come in and say, no, you need to maintain national cohesion. You can't just wipe out Chinese as like a nation. You can't wipe out the idea of Chinese as like a culture just for the sake of, you know, building up this new communist party or like increasing literacy. You're going to like wipe out the foundation that you've got here. If people don't believe that they're Chinese, if you don't have this like cohesion to bind people together, the country will collapse. So as a result, he had to like step in and tell him to slow it down. That really sounds like propaganda fees or over an exaggeration of some policy. Lots, go and look at the Chinese Cultural Revolution and look at the communists smashing up temples, and I believe the was it the Forbidden Palace or the Forbidden City they tried to set fire to. Like, you can go back and look, and there are like videos of it because the communists, they took care of everything. They like documented everything because this was supposed to be the new China under the Communist Party. All that came before will be wiped out and we will build something fresh. But we need to wipe out the past first. But yeah, so that was the shit that the communists legitimately were doing. They tried to do the same thing in Russia, but the Russians realized very quickly that if you want to maintain cohesion, there are some cultural touchstones that you need to kind of keep in place. One of them actually being the church. Right up until the death of Stalin, the church was very much like a no church. We don't do church here. But after Stalin died, in order to help maintain cohesion, because obviously the man of steel, the iron fist of Stalin and Beria were gone, in order to help maintain cohesion, they started kind of like, we still don't like the church, but we're not going to send you to the death camps. So you can kind of operate, but we don't like you, but we're going to allow you to exist, kind of a thing. Trying to throughout history make some goofy choices. Read through some of the fucking blunders that Mao did. There was his war on the sparrows, which was a massive thing, because they believed that as a result of the collectivization of farms, the output of farming dropped significantly. To the point where they started like famine, like people were dying because they weren't producing enough grain, like enough food to feed the country. And Sparrow blamed it entirely on the sparrows. So he started telling people to go out and hunt sparrows, to go out and hunt birds, because they said that the birds were coming and eating the grains and the crops, and that was what was causing the famines. It wasn't caused by the Communist Party. So people would go out and hunt the sparrows and kill the sparrows. So people went out and did that, and what happened is that the next season, whole fuck ton of sparrows were killed, and then a plague of insects came in and fucked over the crops anyway, because the sparrows were maintaining the population of the insects. So you had a plague of insects that fucked up the crops in the very next season. So like stuff like that. You also had Mao. He had another policy where he wanted to rapidly industrialize the nation, and in order to rapidly industrialize, he needed vast amounts of iron. So he told people to gather up any metals that they had and smelt them down, like in their back gardens, effectively, in order to produce large amounts of iron for industry. So people would melt down like tools, fence railings, like whatever they could find in order to produce iron, to make steel, to make like machines and tools and stuff. But the iron was all pig iron, and it was incredibly low quality and damn near useless. So an awful lot of people just lost access to like their tools and iron. Yeah. Do not find anything close to what you're saying about the language thing. It's a thing. It's why you have simplified Chinese and traditional. They simplified Chinese in order to increase literacy, but that was done as an alternative to switching out to something with a Latin alphabet, because they wanted to get rid of it, or well, Mao wanted to get rid of it. We had the language forms similar to them, simplified the language and switched from modern Persian script to Latin alphabet, where you're saying sounds awfully close to what our brain dead Arabified Islamists are saying about how they killed the old language. Yeah, but Mao wanted to switch the languages entirely. He wasn't wanting to like keep Chinese. He was wanting to switch to something that was just easier. I don't have the fucking sources off the top of my head, but that was what he was wanting to do. And he was talked out of it to help maintain cohesion in the country, because this was part of the cultural revolution part of that stage. That part I cannot believe. I'm not asking you to believe anything that I'm saying. This is the shit that I've read up on. This is the stuff that I've seen. I wouldn't be a scientist if I told you to take everything that I said as like God's gospel. Go and do your own research. You don't have to believe it. I'm just telling you what I've read. But yeah, anyway, right. I think I'm going to call it there. I'm getting really fucking tired. Right. Who's on? Who are we raiding? Gator's still on. We'll fucking raid it into Gator. Is he still doing Zelda? He is indeed. So we'll raid into Gator. In the end, I really don't care about historical truth, because no matter what the point of view is that you look at it from, it's all got something to learn from. If I'm being difficult, you don't have to believe it. In fact, I would encourage you not to believe everything that I say. One of the first things that my lecturers in university taught me when I was studying anatomy and physiology was, don't believe a fucking thing that I'm saying. I'm giving you a lecture, but I could very well be wrong. I can make mistakes. Read up in the literature. Go read up in scientific papers, read up in the textbooks, verify everything that I'm saying. I may be misremembering or misquoting something, or I may just be fucking making shit up for the hell of it. And I would say the exact same thing to anybody watching me. If everything that I'm saying, don't take as gospel. I'm just a fucking man on the internet. I could be talking shit. I could be misremembering something. That's just what I remember from what I've read and from what I've been taught. Because I did a fair bit of reading on communism during my university years, including stuff like Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago and reading up on postmodernism. So I have read a little bit on it, but yeah. Like Roman writings about other cultures that are from 200 years ago after that culture's death, it might as well be lies to tell you people know back then through that culture. At least, I will say, apparently Greek historians fucking on the money. They embellished a little bit, but 90% of the time they were on the fucking money. But anyway, right. Raiden Integrator, he's playing some Zelda Twilight Princess. I'm going to leave you him. Right. Bye.